You ain't with it, you was acting different. I just wanted you, so I would try to ride with it. Yeah, when you hit my phone, girl, I try to vibe with it. But we better off alone, cause I can tell that you ain't with it now. Look, now I rock.
Welcome to another Three Aficionados. We are back, and we have been away for so fucking long that nobody is watching for this, but we're doing it anyways just to get together. Good to see you again, boys. We're talking about cars, watches, anything that randomly pops into our mind because this has been a very long time coming. So, to maybe just Chris and some random pedo out on the web, welcome. How you doing, boys?
Doing good. Doing good. Good to be back.
And Daniel has a new voice. This is his podcast radio voice.
He's ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to pop it off.
All right, let's talk about the GT3 Touring, a little bit of the hypercars, maybe the new Vacheron, and whatever the fuck else we want to talk about. Who's going to pop it off here? Because I got a cappuccino here. Be lame.
I don't even have anything to pop off.
I feel like Daniel-
Yo, I'm gonna pop it off. Oh yeah, I'll pop it for us.
You got this, Daniel.
That Peter spoke over your popping, so Peter popping for you.
You know I only pop once,
I apologize.
Right.
and I have to rest for a while.
He'll be back tomorrow. Well, boys, what's new? What are you wearing on the wrist?
I can do it's nothing new. If anyone's ever watched the pod before, they've definitely seen this or listened to the podcast, but it is my Tudor Black Bay bronze that I've owned now for quite a few years. One thing kind of interesting about this watch is just the bronze finish. Like, it never really ages. It just seems like if you scratch it or something, it just kind of hides the scratch. It's kind of cool, but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting watch. It's a big watch. It's heavy. It's hefty, but I mean, I'm comfortable with bringing this. This watch has been everywhere with me. I take this. It's just my go-to fishing watch. Literally, it's the watch I'll take fishing or go. I won't wear it on bikes or stupid places, but I mean, it's I'm comfortable with getting it wet and doing stuff with it. And I mean, in my personal opinion, it looks just as good as the day I bought it. Maybe even a little bit better with the patina. But yeah, if anyone's hasn't seen it before, it's got the orange bezel for anyone not watching. But yeah, anyone listening, it's got the orange bezel, kind of the brown, chocolate brown dial, the 369 on it.
And you got the green strap there. What kind of strap was that? I seen that in person. It was pretty. It looks like Aquaman's kind of watch there.
Yeah, it is. It is a neat strap. Unfortunately, at this moment, I can't honestly remember the name of the brand, but it's got it tapered, tapered around the bezel, or tapered lugs, I believe maybe would be the proper kind of way to describe it. So it's it looks like a nice finish. It kind of looks like it was meant to be with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's aftermarket watch or aftermarket strap. I just personally think the one thing they didn't do well with this watch was give it a half decent strap. They definitely could have done better. The leather strap is cool, but it just doesn't do it justice. I think they could have done something better. And in my personal opinion, this is probably one of the best options I've found, and has the original Tudor clasp too that I put on as well. So
nice. How did you do that? Did you use your original clasp, or you were?
Yeah. It's the clasp that came off of my the leather strap. So it was pretty easy to get off. It's just a little spring bar that's similar to popping out the top of the watch, basically. So just use the little spring bar to get it off. And I don't know if you're handy enough or not. More if honestly, it's not if you're handy enough. If you're not scared to scratch your stuff is more what it is, because I guarantee you're probably gonna scratch it. I mean, I've definitely scratched this thing, but it's also, I mean, it's hidden on the inside. I'm never selling this thing. It's not like I personally, you can see it unless you pull the what do they call it off. So, but I'm not a professional, so
it's beauty.
That's a wicked watch, man. I love it.
Guys.
Daniel, what do you
perfectly? Well, I'd like to say first, cheers. I'm rather parched.
Cheers, gents.
It's good to finally pop it off. I've been waiting for this drink for months.
That looks like a perfect pour.
You know I don't mess around. Thank you.
It's an innocent gun.
Thank you to the Guinness gods. It is an Guinness gun glass, so this is authentic. That's right. I'm wearing my Zadie's Victorinox field watch. As you know, I like to bring a knife to a gunfight. So we have a Swiss-made quartz watch that is basically indestructible, is how I put it. Um, I love it. Simple, well executed, extremely strong case, something that is necessary if it's something that I'm wearing because I am a klutz. If there's a way to damage something, I will find a way to damage it. So it's now survived an elderly man from his middle years, late middle years, let's be honest, late middle years, and through dementia, bam, massive amount of fidgeting, survived. It's all good. And now I have it, and this will be a real test because I'm worse than him. So I love it. I wear it often. It's one of my favorite watches. It's nice weight. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I don't need a tutor. I don't need the nuke that Steve's about to drop. I don't need nothing.
No, it's
All I
like
need is a
that
little
watch is
Victorinox.
like my Omega that my grandfather gave me. It's like that's filled with memories, and that's more valuable
Hmm.
than anything. More
Absolutely.
valuable than
Oh,
than
100%.
No, it is not my most expensive watch. It is not my least expensive watch. It's
yeah.
also not a watch that I paid for. It's a watch I
That's the
inherited, and
best
I,
kind
Yeah.
of
I
watch.
absolutely love it. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
dang right.
The free watch.
He's
It's a
probably
free.
looking at me saying, "Damn it, that was supposed to go to your cousin."
The less handsome cousin.
Yes, give the ugly one a reward.
Well, fuck
Give
you,
him.
Zadie. Come look at my nuke here. All right, here
I
we
want to see
go.
that nuke. I
Right
want to
now,
see
it's
it.
not a nuke. It's a Kermit. I'm just wearing it
Get,
because I was out and doing things that I would be prone to scratch things, you know, doing day-to-day activities. And this is a great day-to-day sub. I let go of my Cermet, and I've got this and the Hulk, and I also got rid of my 5513 vintage sub from I think it was the late 70s. That was getting no wrist time. Daniel's eyes
fire
are
fire
popping in right now.
sale.
You didn't know that.
I didn't even know
Fire
you had
sale.
that. I don't think. I was like, I don't even
Man,
know if I've ever seen that
You
one.
didn't even know I had it?
No, I
Yes,
don't
just
know if
putting
I've
so
the
seen that
often I was
one.
wearing it.
just putting the whole collection out to pasture before we even know what you had.
Exactly. Yeah, but it was for a real heater. It was for
Mm,
something that I don't want to even mention it because there's another nuke to drop here. And here it is,
there's things we can't even talk about.
Platinum Daytona.
That's messed up.
Ice blue.
It's
This is a
so
brand
blue.
new model with the metal bezel surround around the ceramic, and it's not the diamond hour markers. It's got the beautiful ice blue dial, and it's got the nice brown chestnut kind of thing. It looks like Neapolitan ice cream here or something. I don't know, but yeah,
Mm,
I love it a lot, and it's got the open case
beautiful.
back as well, and it is heavy as shit. It makes
Oh, it's so
the
nice,
sub
dude.
seem like it's super light, and that's the open case back right there. It does not
Yeah,
look like a Patek on the back, but it is costing like a Patek, but it is with
it's
super heavy
incredible.
metal. Yeah, I
That's
think
amazing.
I'll swap out. I'm not doing any heavy duty right now.
Oh,
Oh, it's
That's what I'm
crazy.
wearing tonight. So going
yeah.
to a friend's 40th. So
Oh,
oh
that's
shit, I
nice.
just dropped the Kermit. Okay, well
I'm
I guess
uh
that one's robust. That's
I'm
that's
never more aware of my own wrists than where I wear an expensive watch. At that point, I know where my wrists are at all times.
oh yeah, my left wrist is like I look after that more than my face.
Yeah, you keep it safe.
It goes basically baby, left wrist, and then face. Yeah,
Uh, Mazel tov.
thank you.
Congratulations.
It's
I hope you
beautiful.
enjoy it. It's a
Thank you very
stunning
much.
watch.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Quite the addition to the collection.
Yeah. Well, I got a couple of heaters. This one came in, and then I got the nod, and that's the reason why I got rid of the 5513 sub. It was the 5811 Nautilus. So got me a Patek. But some things went down. And let's say it wasn't exactly perfect the way it came to me, so it has been sent back to Geneva to make it perfect
Oh,
from delivery. Not to at all throw shade. I'm very happy to be chosen for that watch, especially considering it was their very last Nautilus that they had in that was available to those who were inquiring and on the list for years. But yeah, it was like 5 years wait list and some other purchases, and it was worth the wait. Now it's pretty
pretty
amazing to
wild.
have this Platona and the 5811 Nautilus in white gold to hand down as a birth year watch of the kid, my son, Holden. Yeah,
That's a lovely idea.
yeah. Can't engrave either case back because I'm in that predicament of both open case backs, and that's the most privileged predicament.
Open case
Dad,
backs
where's
are
my fucking
superior to engraving.
engraving?
I would trade I would trade most of the engravings on the watches I have for an open case back. I know there's certain exceptions. Peter, for example, very near and dear watch case back to him, so that's gotta stay how it is. But for a Rolex, bam, or any other watch
100%.
really, whether or not the movement is incredibly beautiful or perhaps a little bit more industrial in nature, we're really in it because we like the engineering and the watchmaking and all the details. So it doesn't have to be perfect in the back, you know. Well, depends how you want to take that. Sometimes it does. Yeah, thank you. That's my 2 cents.
I'm gonna unblur my video because I think that I need to do full honor to
Yeah, it's way better.
That's sick.
Oh yeah, it
So
looks so good, dude.
sparkly.
it's
It's so
really
heavy too.
dynamic and it depends on the lighting. I think this lighting right now kind of undersells it, but in a very bright and sparkly room where you can actually get this thing under the lights and in centered on camera, it's pretty amazing. So that's the
Whatever.
case back. I mean, it unfortunately the Patek just blows it out of the water for an open case back, but yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Sorry for the poor
You,
cinematography.
you can love them both equally for different reasons.
Yeah. Well, the thing
100%.
is that this is a workhorse. Now, I mean, the one of the two that would never possibly go would be the Patek. I think that's just like
Mm,
never coming back. I mean, I really like this a lot, but for equal price point, regardless of what the value is, like that's just like, there's an emotional sentimentality to that. I fortunately have a pretty nice and privileged Daytona collection, and I'd say this isn't necessarily my favorite, just objectively as a model. But yeah, I mean, this is like the Mac Daddy. It's the platinum, and I
yeah, it's
sure
my
shit
daddy.
ain't getting a platinum Patek.
I mean, where do you even go from here?
Oh,
Seriously.
Do
oh,
you
where I
start
go. Le
do you
Mans,
start
yellow
acquiring
gold Le Mans
yachts? Is
Daytona.
that what happens next?
I would give this up in a heartbeat for a yellow gold Le Mans Daytona. I think,
Ooh, anybody listening? Steve will trade you.
yeah. So let's get into the news because there is something that, of course, where could we go from here? Of course, Steve has problems. So we're going
Well,
to,
we want to
what
hear
is
about it.
also on the list? So this is the rumored future Vacheron release that will likely come out at Watches and Wonders. There has been actually like a French publication magazine that I did my best to try to read. It was like somebody took a photo of the publication and it looks legit. And I think it was the creative director was being interviewed and actually quoted in the article where they're going to have the Vacheron historical unified bracelet 222, which is currently only gold, released in steel, stainless steel, and with a blue dial. And I imagine that probably the blue dial is going to be very similar to what we saw with the overseas. So to me, that would be a perfect combination. This thing looks a lot more elegant and a little bit more nicely sitting on the wrist with more tapering. I found that the overseas had like a little bit of a rougher drop off. Like I always found that it kind of sat weird on my flat and thin wrist. And whereas like the Patek Nautilus is like perfect on the wrist, it always kind of felt like it was too big for my wrist. And I think that this would be a lot better with a 37 millimeter diameter. It hopefully will have the same movement. Everyone kind of was hoping that it would be like the original historical movement, but I can't believe that they would really change the movement on the steel rather than the gold. So, but yeah, it looks pretty interesting and promising. This is the original that was previously released back in I think the 70s. But yeah, what do you guys think? Should I just stop right now and stop going down the rabbit hole? I think this one was a pretty promising one for me to inquire about.
I'm gonna say that I know Peter loves blue. He's not the right person to ask if you want someone to tell you not to buy it. I already know right out the gate. I'm gonna hedge all my bets, put all my eggs in one basket. Peter loves it.
I don't, it's nice for sure. Like, I think I would definitely have to see like more, like a little bit. I like once it's released a bit more. I'm not like, I don't know, like Vacheron, like is a great brand. It's just probably not something that personally for me has been like something like I don't think I like maybe I don't know. It's not something I'd really ever considered. I think it is cool. I think if it was something for you, I'd say go for it. I definitely don't disapprove of it. I think the dial's beautiful and stuff like that. It's honestly though, it's not like something that jumps out at me and it's like, oh my God, like it's amazing. But that's just because I'm not really like I don't know if this is really my thing to be really honest with you.
I can't
But your
believe
last one was
it.
incredible.
Yeah,
I don't know. Your last one, if it had the same dial, that was pretty incredible. So
I think the dial was the nicest part. It was the color of
yeah,
it. So if you had an improvement in the case, I think that's pretty interesting. But you know, if you're talking about like the, Halo watch to have, would this be it? No, I don't think that this unseats the 5811 or the Platona. But as far as a steel sports watch, that'd be kind of cool. I think this probably could be like watch of the year for 2025 if it comes out. I know what Daniel's going to say though. Go ahead and shit on it, Daniel.
No, no, you tell me what I want to say.
What do you want to say?
I already said what Peter wanted me to say. He just wasn't right about what
We're
he
all
said.
speaking for one another today.
you were right basically for me. I would say you were definitely on it. I didn't disagree with you, just not
How'd
like
you
it was
disagree
like.
with me about what you said?
He actually dialed back what you said. I feel like you're going to
Yeah.
lean into what I said though.
Well, I want to hear what you have to say about what I want to say.
Well, you already said that you thought that the gold offline, you thought the gold was the one to have. But I think the thing is that for me specifically, well, two factors. One is that I don't need another gold kind of unified integrated bracelet watch in addition to the 5811. And at that price
Specifically,
point, that's like 67,000 US. So basically, you're paying the same price as a 5811. And to me, I'd take 5811 all day long. And to, as well, like 5712, it would be in the similar range likely of this 222, a 5712 Patek or a Royal Oak AP. And I think that I'd take both of those over this. I think if I were going to own across the board something from the Holy Trinity, it would be my 5811 for the Patek. It would be the AP Jumbo Royal Oak. And then the 222 would be like yeah, that's cool to have. But do I think that this is going to likely be a keep it forever? I think it'd be like a cool to own for a time and then let it go without losing.
yeah, I think there's a stipulation to add there. The prospect of ownership is interesting with a watch like this for, I think, basically that reason. I also don't know if it's a keeper. I do like it quite a bit. My preference is the gold. I love gold. I love it.
Gold.
I only have one gold watch. All the other ones are either steel or rubber, well, resin, I suppose. G-Shock, baby. You know, but
Shocker.
I also never wear, I also never wear the gold watch though. I'm always wearing a steel watch. So I think that the more reasonable side of me would enjoy having this watch because it's relatively subtle, but it's also beautiful. Yeah, gold, man, gold sucks. You don't want. It.
Well, I think that's fair. You killed it on gold. I think what we got to keep in mind is that I am ridiculous and I turn things over far too often. And I get to enjoy everything for at least a short time. And I'm pretty privileged there, so I appreciate you guys enjoying it along the ride. Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I
Oh,
lost you guys there.
I feel like you
My
lost me.
head was ill prepared. I suppose.
All good.
Well, let's talk about the other thing that's on the horizon. I've already contacted Vacheron and asked them to put me on the list. So, GT3 Touring package. Overpriced, but kind of like a 5811 to me because you can get it with a back seat. And to me, that's pretty valuable to have a GT product. Naturally aspirated, flat six, motorsport, iconic looks, and a back seat that I can, bring my kid up with and drive all his life. I mean, that to me, there's a lot of things that come and go in the fleet, but to me, to be able to share that is pretty much the ideal. So this is my idea of the spec. You can tell me if I'm wrong. GT3 Touring package, wingless, oak green metallic, going for the like bow package, which is lightweight, basically kind of like their Visac package with magnesium wheels, going silver to match the chrome. Is going nice black with some stitching, and the lightweight package is insanely expensive with a back seat. Now, some people would fault me and say, "Oh, well, you can't go lightweight and have a back seat." But to me, Andreas Preuninger has said that this is kind of like a mini 911 ST. To me, that kind of seals the deal. You get the shifter, you get the lightweight products, you get a little bit more motorsport and a little bit more raw, and you get a back seat. This European delivery, taking it home, driving the kid, raising him in it, seems pretty dope for me.
Yeah.
Would you change it?
No.
No.
I think it's sick.
Gold wheels?
No gold. Thought about
No
the
gold.
gold. Thought about the gold.
I don't know. I
Oh,
would
black.
the gold wheels for long-term ownership.
That's the thing.
I think back
For
seat
me,
is a good
for
idea.
long term, I don't know. I like the old gold. This is more of a sharp, harsh gold, I would say. The other one had like this soft, like a white gold, white to yellow gold kind of thing, whereas this is almost a bronze.
There's like gold that's seen some stuff.
Yeah, like the old GT2 RS, the 991 GT2 RS gold kind of magnesium wheels looked fantastic. I wish my GT2 RS had that. But this gold, from seeing images of oak green with this, it's a lot. It kind of has that Lotus vibe, and I don't think it really necessarily reflects the Porsche vibe. So I went for timeless with the silver wheels and the Porsche carbon ceramic brakes, and with the yellow brake calipers, I didn't change them to black. I think you might as well show off that you spent a whack on the brakes. I could have paid a stupid amount for the leather interior exclusive manufacturer, where it's like a cognac seat, but then you give up the light bow package, and to me, and you also give up the hard back seats, the sport bucket seats. So I mean, it's nice to have cognac, but I'm not, going to pay almost the same amount as light bow and the magnesium wheels just for an interior package. I'd rather have these seats here.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
17 grand for this. And
Wow.
you get the sofas. So you don't even get the option of going for lightweight bucket seats. This looks beautiful though. I mean, if you wanted to have ST looks, then that's cool. but I'd rather have ST performance and vibe, like the actual experience of driving an ST rather than having an appearance package. But it
Yeah,
is
I
insanely
love it.
expensive. Look at this, 360. This is Canadian.
that.
360,000. That's
It's dumb.
PRS money. So,
That's wild. It's
but
beautiful though.
and I would say if it weren't for the back seats and if it weren't for the fact that this seems to have suspension tuning to bring it to the ST level and performance bits to bring it to the ST level, if it weren't for those three factors, I'd probably say I'll just get a 991 Touring if I really wanted Touring for like way less than this, right? But I mean, I think this would be a pretty cool experience to have right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Or I could just buy a 911 ST for 900 grand. I think they're gonna have to come down on their price there.
This car is beautiful.
This one is
Good.
really nice, but this is like sadly been unused. Has like 100 and something kilometers on it, and also it's shade green. So somebody owned it, didn't drive it, put it in the collection, then turn around, sell it. It's up for sale. I'm not paying 100 grand.
The green setup.
That's crazy money.
Yeah, so triple the amount that I would pay almost. I don't think so. But if you cut that, I mean, I could see this being worth a little less than double, maybe. Something more for sure. But when I'm getting into the point where it's going to cost me almost as much as a 4-liter RS, then that's getting stupid just to buy into the new hype car. But it has been touted as like the best modern 911. So, and
Yeah.
and Chris Harris has said that it's more fun than a 4-liter, and that's kind of cool. But at 900, I think
that
at least
Harris
an example.
is God. So
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. All right. We've got less than a minute to wrap.
all right, wrap it up then. Wrap it up,
Because
Doc.
somebody didn't pay for the fucking membership and somebody
No.